That feels better, doesn't it? Welcome to Carrow Road, everybody, in the aftermath of a fantastic Norwich City win. They've beaten Plymouth Argyle 6-1 here at Carrow Road this evening to end a 7-game winless run in the Championship to get themselves back fit and firing at this level, and fit probably pertinent given the return of some key players. First and foremost, a huge thank you to my colleague Adam Harvey for stepping in my absence on Saturday. I'm sure you'll agree with me. He did a fantastic job in holding the fort, and probably should have got him out here tonight instead of you having to hear from me again. But sorry, sorry. Yeah, sorry you have to hear from me again. But at least it's in positive circumstances, I guess. So yeah, thanks to Adam, and yeah, I'm all caught up on that West Brom game now, and I think on the back of this result, it looks an even better point, doesn't it, in terms of what Norwich City were maybe able to do there. They've got a point against Sunderland tonight. I think that shows the quality of that team. And for me, it was going to be a good point that if they could back up with a win here tonight, would have been immensely positive. The fact they've done it, the nature of the victory as well, yeah, incredibly impressive from Norwich City tonight. So let's go through it and let's talk about it, because there's plenty to talk about and plenty of good to talk about as well. I think it was an interesting team selection from Johannes Hoftorup, obviously, probably most notably in midfield, really, where Kenny McLean obviously returned. I think probably most would have expected that to be a straight swap for Jakob Sørensen, who obviously has played a lot of minutes. He's come back from a pretty long injury that has ruled him out from Oxford to Cardiff, I think, and that block of games. So probably wouldn't have been that big a surprise if they opted maybe to manage his minutes instead of giving him another go. But he was kept in there. McLean was in there, and that almost gave Norwich a bit more of a solid 2 with Mark Condes, who has been excellent, I think, really, since he's joined Norwich City. Increasingly, with every passing game, looks an incredibly impressive pickup. The fact that he was a free agent and a free agent still in October feels extraordinary, really, given the quality and the injection that he's given this Norwich City team. And it's now going to be interesting with Marcelino Nunez hopefully returning on Saturday against Luton, what that midfield dynamic looks like now. Obviously, and it gave Norwich an opportunity to give Anis Ben Slimani, who obviously struggled with cramp at the weekend, the opportunity to rest and manage the minutes. Ben Krezene came in at left back, obviously with Kellen Fisher suspended, and I thought that created some quite interesting build-up structures at points in this game, where Norwich set up a little bit differently because they had 2 athletic, positive fullbacks in terms of Jack Stacey and Ben Krezene, and it meant they slightly altered the way they built up, and that was costly in points. But the first 25 minutes, if we just set the first 5 minutes, Norwich were sensational, as good, as dominant, as creative as we've seen them. And you know, sometimes you hear football analysis that it's the classic, it's been 5 or 6, and that's sometimes quite lazy, and it probably wouldn't really have 5 or 6 or whatever. But tonight is one of those nights you can say definitively it probably should have been 5 or 6. The chance that Borja Sainz had when Sainz rolled the ball across, seeing that's header, seeing that's hitting post, Duffy from a corner, their problems, Condes from a back. All of this happened in the first half. But they did take the lead inside the opening 2 minutes. So the game in interesting circumstances, really. It was some good football that Norwich played one ball. It was seeing after Mark back to that's through to it takes it's an attempted clear from Alson, really, who pushes the ball into Borja's path, and from there, as we know, man, he doesn't those. I think there was a little bit of confusion about how the goal was given. There was a lot of frustration from the Plymouth end of things. I think a player, but if you look at the laws, it's deemed really a movement that is controlled and is one that is an attempt to play the ball, really. That marks a new phase of play. So the fact science was offside from sort the audio out. Sorry, guys. Is there an audio issue here? Let me have a look, see what's going on. It looks all good my end. Sorry about that. Let me... Technical difficulties all night at Carrow Road. We had it in the team news and whatnot, so hopefully you can persevere with me and it's okay, but apologies if not. That's the perils of doing these things live. So hopefully it's okay. I'll try and speak a bit louder and hopefully it sorts itself out. I'm sure you will all tell me if it's better or worse or inaudible or whatever, but hopefully you can still hear me, because we've got so much good stuff to talk through about Norwich City this evening. So yeah, the goal, because of the movement and because of the touch from the defender, it makes the goal, the phase start, basically, the new phase start, and Borja Sainz was able to slot home. So although it looked a little bit messy, and although it looked a little bit strange, and there was some controversy around it, it was it was a goal that should have been given, was the correct decision. And from there, Norwich City had opportunities to go on and really impact the game. And they should have put themselves ahead by a greater margin, but they didn't. And until that second goal, and that's a really nicely worked goal, really. And I talk about Marcondes and just his weight of pass, his technical proficiency to slot that ball in behind for Borja Sainz to run onto and dispatch past the goalkeeper with aplomb. It's an excellent finish, but a really good goal. And that put Norwich 2-0 ahead. I think from there, the anticipation was probably that Norwich City would go on and win this game pretty handsomely. But I think what we saw was quite a sloppy end to that first half. And I don't know whether it's a complacency thing, whether it is just a natural subhuman, maybe that is complacency, sort of nature to sort of take your foot off the accelerator after that, if there was a tactical or structural thing. But we've seen it a few times this season where Norwich have scored a goal and then regressed in terms of their performance levels and whatnot. And I actually thought, if I'm going to be really nitpicking on a night where Norwich won 6-1 and were largely excellent, I thought the possession in their own half, they were really creative and really positive, but I felt the possession in their own half at the time, they probably missed Callum Fisher, in truth, and that ability to have somebody who's comfortable in those deep phases of possession. Clearly, Kenny McLean coming back, and he offers you that. I thought Jakob Sorensen struggled at points with that. Marcondes is someone who sort of is better higher up the pitch. Duffy at times was expensive in terms of his concessions, but there are points where he was really good with it. So again, this whole battle, this whole kind of switch to a different system and a different style of play, it's about risk and reward, and it's about accepting that there are points where Norwich City are going to lose the ball in their own half and they are going to concede chances like they did tonight. But the reward of that is it's Borja Sainz's hat-trick goal. It's the goal that he scored for number 2. It's those elements that give it, because when you bypass a team's press, when you break their structure, when you can go and attack, it gives Norwich the level of opportunities and level of creativity to go and impact games in the way that they did and can do. So that's the element of it, and I think it's interesting to see the reaction at that, because sometimes in this ground it can get a bit nervy, and I think you can sense that, and it's understandable, because if you're watching a team play out in tight situations when your emotion is invested in it, naturally as a fan you're going to get quite twitchy. But actually I thought Norwich showed probably the quality that they have in there against a team, let's have it right, who were really poor this evening. I think Norwich will struggle to find a team that was as bad as Plymouth were in all departments tonight. I thought they, not that I really want to dwell on Plymouth too much, but it was just odd. It was just an odd structure, what they were trying to do. There were points where they went to go and press, and they had some success with that. And then there were points where they sat in a low block and they were defensively a shambles, really. And I know they've got injuries of their own, and they're obviously out Morgan Whittaker and Ryan Hardy, but yeah, just a really poor team. And that's probably the disappointing thing at 2-1. And Johannes Torp mentioned it as well, the fact that Norwich gave them a route back into the game that they should never have got because of the chances that Norwich City created. And that second half, Norwich were able to wrestle back that control. Brilliant set piece, and I think it's worth noting, it's probably going to get missed, I think, in all of the final analysis of this game. But Antti Sienac's role from the set piece in the corner to block the defender, to allow Duffy a pretty clean run onto an excellent Marcondes delivery to head in Norwich's first set piece. And I think, I haven't completely verified this, so you can all shout at me if I'm wrong, but I think it's Norwich City's first headed goal of the season as well, and a much more Shane Duffy-like than the one that he scored against Preston, where he went gallivanting up the pitch. But Norwich just created overloads. They broke through Plymouth pretty much at will, and every time really they went forward, it felt like they were going to have a really good chance. And obviously at 3-1, it felt like the game was done. I think the fourth goal was probably the killer one from Sainz. Again, a really, really nicely worked goal, and a brilliant one that starts at the back, and Norwich are popping it round, and there's some really good play in the midfield between Marcondes and McLean, play through to Stacey. It's a brilliant ball forward to Borja Sainz on the left. He cuts inside, and it's all made by a very clever overlapping run by Cruzene. Times it beautifully to just put the defender in two minds, just to sort of off put him a little bit, and that offers Sainz just that yard to go inside, and as soon as you offer him that yard, we know what he's going to do and what he's capable of, finding that corner with consistency and accuracy. And I think the one thing that's really impressive about Borja Sainz, his quality of finishing is really good, but look at his chances that he is creating. Look at his his positions that he's getting into. Norwich are getting him the ball much higher up the pitch this season than they were last year under David Wagner, but the structure is better. The chances that he is creating and the positions that he's put into a lot of the time are similar. They are, and that's because of the structure that Norwich are creating in deeper areas, and because of what they're doing with the ball. And then, of course, it's down to individual quality. It's then about, can Sainz finish these chances consistently? At the moment, he can, and what was it, 14 goals now for the season, something stupid like that. I think he's the first Norwich player to get 2 hat-tricks in the season since Simeon Jackson stroke Grant Holt in that promotion season under Paul Lambert. Pookie might have done it, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. And just a sublime player, and someone who, I've been not critical of, but so I've wanted to see more from him in terms of his creativity, and I think we're seeing that now. He's more involved in games. It looks like he's really grown and embraced some of that responsibility. Maybe not to the level that he did pre-international break, where he was trying to beat 6 men because it was all on him. But there's a swagger about him, and that's been really good to see. And clearly a player who I think is a struggle even at this stage to see how he will be at Norwich City next season, barring Norwich City playing Premier League football. So, just an excellent one to really enjoy. And I think his development as a whole, it really knocked up a gear since Johannes Oftarup has come in and has been a real beneficiary of the system and the style of play. So that was goal number 4. Goal number 5, again, really well worked. I'm talking about Emiliano Marcondes again, but a brilliantly weighted ball, just clipped almost like what they call it in golf, like a chipped shot in golf, where he just chips it perfectly. Stacey doesn't have to break his stride. The cutback is, I think, probably not what Stacey intended to do or where he intended to put it, but Slimani to run onto it, guide it into the bottom corner of the net. Really, really quality finish, and really pleased for him as well. I thought he was good actually when he came on in that half an hour burst. Started out wide, then obviously had to move central because of Liam Gibbs' injury. It's a real shame for Liam Gibbs. It looks like the same injury that he's just come back from essentially, and it's never good, I think, when a player immediately signals that they want to come off. When the shirt goes over their head, it looked absolutely gutted. I think everyone inside this place feels gutted for him, because you think about 2024 for Liam Gibbs, it's been injuries, inconsistencies, playing as a centre forward when he should never have played as a centre forward. And after what was a really impressive opening year, I think, second year at Norwich City under Dean Smith, when he played in that sort of midfield 3 and he looked really good, it's a real shame that he hasn't been able to replicate that for reasons that are largely out of his control, and it just hasn't got a little bit of luck, and goodness me, he deserves it. And look, speaking of luck, Ante Cianat, let's speak about him, because I wasn't at West Brom, but I saw the subsequent reaction to his performance, and justified probably, but actually I felt watching the game back today, you look at some of the positions he occupies, it's there, it's upstairs, it's there, positionally it's there. He understands where he needs to be and when he needs to be there. It was the execution of his technical quality probably, or his technical play that was letting him down. Tonight I thought, barring a little bit of a quiet first half, and I think initially with the header I thought he should have done better, but actually watching it again, he plants it down, which is what you're always told to do, and I think it's an excellent save from the goalkeeper. But I thought in the second half, I thought he was excellent. I thought he was tireless. I thought he combined really well. I thought his technical play was good, and he offered Norwich City a really good outlet. And look, you have to understand again who Norwich City were playing, a team that is as poor as I've seen a Championship team play probably since Rotherham in April, when Norwich won 5-0 here. They were bad that day and they were as good as down. Plymouth were at those levels. So if he couldn't do it tonight, then hey, maybe he can't at all at this level. But I thought he was good, and I thought he deserved his goal, and it was gift wrapped to him, and he should have probably he definitely had opportunities to convert that. But it was a really excellent finish. He still had a lot to do when he took that ball off, and it's always, I think, a concern when you see a striker with time going through on goal, but he had time and he utilised it, and it was a ruthless finish. And probably what we thought after Stoke, was maybe the fire starter for him in England. I actually feel that it's performances that he needs, and it's performances like that tonight that he's going to need to help him probably find his rhythm and find his way at this level. And if he performs like that, the goals will come, because we've seen, I think, tonight, probably his quality. I mean, there was a shot in the first half that was really unlucky not to go in. Obviously, his header, which was a great save. I think 9 times out of 10, that probably goes in the back of the net. And then obviously with the finish at the end. So I was delighted for him. And look, the the press box is an impartial place, but I'm not ashamed to tell you I was very pleased when that went in. And I was really pleased for Antti Sienats because it's been not the easiest start for him, and there's a lot of expectation and pressure, and he's a young man. So, yeah, I thought his all-round performances was excellent. Look, it's going to be Borja Sainz's night, rightly so. He's special. He's scintillating to watch. But I think Antti Sienats, as others did, Emilio Marcondes were brilliant for Norwich tonight. And look, I think if there is a reason, I think I was stood here probably after the 3 defeats, talking to you after Bristol City, after Sheffield Wednesday, and I was saying then that I wasn't too concerned about what Norwich City were producing because I think we all saw the levels were better when players would return. I think we've seen that tonight. I think as in that period where a lot of people got quite low and it swung quite quickly towards. It wasn't negativity as such. I think it was concern and valid concern as well. The goals that Norwich City were shipping, some of the mistakes they were making, some of the performances weren't great. But equally, I think after this, there's no, don't take it to the next level of Norwich City being the best team in the world. There's still that progress that needs to be made. There's still that sort of in possession stuff that in their own half, that deep build-up play that tonight I thought wasn't probably at the level as what we've seen in other areas and other times. So, a good night, a night to build on, and obviously with another home game, an opportunity for Norwich against a very good team to try it, or a team that probably is better than what they've shown so far, I think, and certainly a better standard of opposition than the one they've played this tonight to test themselves against. So, yeah, really good night, and I felt. After what has been a difficult few weeks, it's been a little bit of a storm for Norwich City. To have this, I think, is what everyone needed. Player, tore up, supporters. It's a really good night, and hopefully now one that Norwich City can build on, because 4 points out of 6 is good. 7 points out of 9 is even better, and is that right? Would it be? It would be 7 out of 9. That's even better. So that has to be the goal and the aim now on Saturday, and. At least now we've got a spring in our step heading into that game as well. So, yeah, really positive night. Really pleased with a lot of what I saw. And again, I'll just leave you with Marcondes. What a find that is. Thanks for watching. Pinker.com, the place to go for all the analysis and reaction. If you're watching on YouTube, I believe we're 2 away from 10,000. If you watch this and you don't subscribe, please do. We have content on here every week. Loads and loads of Norwich City related content. We're doing a giveaway at 10,000 as well. If that's not enough to whet your appetite I don't know, you like me droning on, then yeah, please do subscribe and get us over the line. Yeah, that's my last plea, and I don't plea much from you guys often. So yeah, there we go. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the audio issues from Carrow Road. Good night.